everyone. In the process of learning a subject, the most important and first step is to read the lesson. For the students who find it difficult to read the lesson and for the differently abled, we are introducing audio textbooks. Our state government has provided us with PDF of the textbooks. So let us start reading the lessons. Tanaji malusare. This is our next lesson in extensive reading of our textbook. Let's start reading the lesson. This is a story from Maharashtra, a very inspiring story of a brave warrior. Tanaji Malusare was the name of the warrior. Perhaps no episode in Maratha history has moved the hearts of people as deeply as the death of Tanaji Malusare, the conqueror of Simhagad, the lion's fort. This story is known to every Maratha child through the ballad of Simhagad. The Simhagad fort was one of the 23 forts surrendered to the Mughals as per the Purandar Treaty. This act of surrender hurt the feelings of Marathas. There was fire in the hearts of Marathas. That fire would never subside till they take revenge. One morning, says the ballad of Simhagad, Jijabai, Shivaji's mother, was looking out of the window of Pratapgarh. She saw in the distance the majestic monument, Simhagad, the lion fort. She wanted Shivaji to win back the fort from the Mughals. But Shivaji thought that it was an impossible task. He knew that there was one man who can do this, and that was none other than Tanaji. He sent for Tanaji, but when Tanaji came, Shivaji did not have the heart to tell his dear comrade why he had been summoned. His mother Jijabai told him the nature of his mission. The lion-hearted Tanaji promised either to accomplish it or die in the process. He set out at night and marched towards the fortress with his men. He reached the fortress secretly on a cold, clear and moonless night in February 1670. He had taken with him Shivaji's favorite Ghorpad, Udumu, or lizard, to assist in scaling the fort wall. A rope was tied to the waist of the lizard. The lizard refused to follow the order and climb the fort as it noticed a danger in climbing the fort. Tanaji expressed his anger. The lizard obeyed his order. It was terrified and scaled the hilltop which helped the Marathas to go up the cliff. Some soldiers reached the top. The guards in the fort detected their arrival. The sentries were swiftly killed by the Marathas, but the clash of arms thoroughly roused the garrison. Tanaji faced a serious problem. Many soldiers of his troops were still at the bottom of the fort. Even then, he had to challenge the enemy that greatly outnumbered his troops. He has already made up his mind, and he ordered his troops to launch the attack. The fight proceeded. Tanaji lost many men, but his men caused heavy losses on the Mughal forces. Tanaji repeatedly sang to keep the spirits of his soldiers high. After some hours, the Mughal commander Udaybhan was engaged in a fight with Tanaji. The odds were against the Maratha. The long night march, the anxiety of the mission, scaling the fort, and the vigorous fight Tanaji had already been engaged in before had made him weak completely. Hence, after a lengthy fight, Tanaji fell, never to get up. However, the fight continued under the leadership of Suryaji, Tanaji's brother. The soldiers who were at the bottom of the fort reached the fort and continued fighting. The Mughals bit the dust. The Maratha soldiers brought the fort under their control. It was a great victory for the Marathas. But there was no mood of joy of victory in their camp. The news of the victory reached Shivaji. He rushed to the fort eagerly to congratulate Tanaji. To his shock, he saw the brave Tanaji lifeless. The ballad of Simhagad describes the grief as such. 12 days the king wept over him for the great love that he bore him. The sorrow of Jijabai was also described. The scarf removed, she saw his face. No worthier chief of the race. It was thus she wailed and drew a sword before the armies of his lord. Shivaji's son and king today, your right hand has been chopped away. When Shivaji learned of his friend's death, he remarked, Gad ala pan sinha gela. It meant we have gained the fort but lost the lion.